And welcome back to LSN's live coverage of Operation Desert Storm, where the Iraqi forces have launched a massive counterattack and have recaptured the southern oil fields and Kuwait from coalition forces. And they have sunk the USS Nimitz. So it's all happening here in Operation Desert Storm. And there's also some kind of motor race or pixel race going on here at Queensland Raceway. Got 6.5 minutes left to go in the this warm-up session between races 1 and 2. Sorted out the issue that I was having. I'd actually click record and earlier on, and actually with all the streams I think I've done so far for the Summer Series, and on OBS it automatically starts recording and saving to the hard drive, and I'd forgotten to actually stop the recording instead of just streaming it. And yeah, by the time the last race ended, I ended the last stream, I went from having about 200 gigabytes free to only 300 meg, and it's going down pretty quick. And if I had kept streaming for probably another minute or two, probably would have actually run out of disk space. So that would not have been good. But we're back now, and let's hope General Schwarzkopf can fend off those Iraqis and strike deep into the heart of Iraq here in Operation Desert Storm. But yeah, still a few minutes, as you can see, 5 minutes to go here in the warm-up. Bit bored. Might actually jump over to another Discord session and see if I can pull an interview with somebody. If there is anybody out there that wishes to talk shit, but probably not. But yeah, at the moment just living the dream here around the world's second greatest race circuit. Behind the Oran Park Short circuit. And as you can see here, Noah Tara pushing his cum bucket to the extreme. And he'll be hoping to go a couple spots better in race number 2 coming up in a few minutes time. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to sort out for filler content in the next 4 minutes. So if there is anybody watching in the live chat, yes, I'm not taking this seriously. It is the Summer Series. But yeah, if there's any questions you wish to ask, whether they're related to sim racing or anything else, yeah, I'll do my best to answer them. Bets on who's going to bin it first. I actually only had Brian Walsh retire from the first race last time out, so it's actually a pretty good effort. And there was a couple incidents, but no one really had, massive accident on their own. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. So it could be, he goes always sideways, but he never quite finishes the job. So he's a bit like Dick Johnson. He might go and crash into a tree, but he's no Peter Brock and going to finish the job. So I don't think it'll be Higo. It's going to be someone that just goes full send and just has a crack 100% of the time. So it could be Braxton, but at the same time, I think other cars are more his worry than actually keeping it on the racetrack. So, I don't know. Around these cars, it's probably quite difficult to actually fence it. So yeah, as you see, Noah Tara 32.4. He would have been wanting to do a few more of those in race number 1. But may have just found out the old secret to driving an old QR, but we have got Alvarez done a 31.9, so that's a pretty handy lap time. We've actually got Tim Redmond behind him at the moment on the racetrack as well. He'll be getting a little bit of a slipstream. 32.4, and Redmond also about a 32.4 as well. So those guys separated by not much, and Noah Turra as well, not too far away. So did see him sort of fall back early on in race number 1. Didn't have an ideal qualifying session, I don't believe, going from memory. But he'll be one to look out for in race number 2. He's been consistent all season long. I know there is a championship going on. I actually haven't actually checked the spreadsheet since it was put together by Scott Nolan. So I have checked it the after round 1 that he put it together and all that stuff, but I've not checked it since. Just been too busy, honestly, trying to sort out other stuff. Trying to sort out Dev Series stuff, and then I've had work and got to sort out GD3 and all this other stuff. So I've not really had the time to actually go over it and check it. So I do apologise. In fact, I'll have a look now. I don't think it's been updated. Yeah, so only the first 2 rounds have been updated. So Sydney hasn't been done, but after the first 2 rounds, Redmond was ahead of Snipes and Scott Nolan, with Brendan Ross also tied with Scott Nolan, and Noah Turra was in 5th. He had 2 DNFs at Sandown. 2 engine failure, or an engine failure and a crash, or at least 2 engine failures. Either way, 2 DNFs, and that's going to cost him, I'd say, in this championship, because he's been quite consistent throughout the series outside of that, so could come back to haunt him here. Another one that was pretty consistent all throughout and found himself in 6th place after 2 rounds was actually Lockheed Locke. He's not here tonight, so can't remember how he went last week, but yeah, missing this week is certainly going to hurt his chances in the old title fight here. But we've finally ran out of time here in the first session. Oh, sorry, in the warm-up session. We're about to get underway again. And Lucky Burke in the chat wanting everybody to just fire off at turn 3. And you know what? I agree. I'd like to see there to be, a good, how many cars are there in the server now? Let's just go and do a little bit of a head count. And we got 17. We got 17 cars out there, and hopefully we have all 17 of them off at turn 3. And I mean, not just off they'll just run wide a little bit off the grass. I mean, they're all the way out there, almost near the walls, down deep into the gravel trap, just all of them. And I don't want it to be because someone just went bowling and just decided to crash into them. Everyone just outbreak each other, outbreak themselves in unison, and they all just run off the track. It'll be funny and quite good. It'll be meme worthy if that happened. A 17 car off. But yeah, now it's all about the waiting game. And we wait for the session to tick over. And yeah, I'll try and look for some interesting content as we wait. Do have a couple cars out on the circuit at the moment. They're probably delaying it. And there we go. There's the sirens. You can hear in the background. And there we go. There's an offer on the cards there. Last one on the brake pedal gets $100 and a free win at Sydney Motorsport Park, courtesy of Lachlan Burke Racing. So I know there's a few of yous down there that or that are in the server that do listen to this and watch it as they're racing. Don't know how, it'd be a bit annoying listening to it. Like maybe if you had a second screen and need to check where other people are, it'd be handy to have on the other screen. But to follow and listen, that would actually be quite annoying, listening to someone talking all the time as well as other engine noises that aren't your own. So, but yeah, those that do that, $100. Latest of the late breakers at turn 3, lap 1. Provided you don't take another car out other than your own. So there you go. $100 and a free win at Sydney Motorsport Park. Didn't say what series. You could just be a single player, R-Factor race against the AI. But, alright, away we go for the formation lap, which will take 4 years. This formation lap will be longer than the race. So I'll take my time. I was quite early in getting through the grid for race number 1. So I'm just going to wait for these guys. And then I'll get going again. Alright, so might as well kick it off now. So Tim Redmond will start from pole position once again ahead of Laszlo Teglas and Noah Tara, with Christian Alvarez not too far behind as well. This first 4, 5, 6 cars going to be quite close. Peter Thrower in P5. Here's another one that was quite handy in the race, but had a poor start. It's dropped him down a few places. He had to fight back. Termo will start in P number 6. And Steve Bolger behind him. Here's another one that'll probably get faster as the night goes on. And did find himself at the back of that leading pack towards the end of the race. But the early part cost him. Same with Taipan. He started towards the back of the field. Don't think he set a time. He was able to fight his way through to P8. Ahead of Zach Brown and Cracker. Then we have Nathan Higginson in P11. Glenn Miles had a fairly competitive run there in the last race, which is great to see. We'll start from P12 ahead of Rhodey, who again threatening a top 10 and a good result, but made a mistake and almost rolled it at turn 1. That's why he starts 13th ahead of Matt Cecil, who again he was in that battle pack in the mid pack, but there was a mistake that we did not see. That dropped him down the field. Braxton Stanfield will start 16th ahead of Melody Smith. And Brian Walsh was the only retirement in race number 1. And so Matt Sess once again out of position on formation lap. What a surprise. Alright. Now we wait for those traffic lights to go on. Let's zoom in. Someone's not in position here. Who is it? Who's going to move? Never mind, we've got lights. Away we go. And it is green here. I've got plenty of time to look at the cars because they're going so slowly. So we'll just stare at this green light and it's gone. So we might as well look at the cars. And it looks like Redmond's got a good start. Noah Tara having a look up the inside of Laszlo Teglas, with Alvarez having a good look as well. So clean set of heels for car 43. But then we have an angry and raging pack here with 2, 3 wide at turn 2. And Termo and Thrower side by side, numerous cars side by side. Higginson and Taipan and 3 wide a little bit further back there. That was Cracker, Braxton Stancliffe and Matt Cecil. We did see some shenanigans with Cecil and Braxton last time out as well. And again, able to get through there without all of them or any of them dying. There was a little bit of contact that forced Braxton Stancliffe wide, but he stayed on the racetrack and did not die, which is good to see. See Bulger's dropped a spot. Zach Brown up 2 spots as Termo and Thrower duke it out for 5th. And in that second sector, Teglas now right behind Tim Redmond here. Bit of a tale of what happened in the first half of race number 1 with Teglass sticking with Tim Redmond and sort of dropping the rest of the field before Redmond was able to just drive away in the last couple of laps there. But pretty much Noah Tara all the way back. We've got cars very compact. And got Zach Brown having a look at Turmo. So Zach Brown having probably his best run in any series we've had so far, taking into consideration the field. So he's doing a good job out there. And Turmo a little bit wide there at turn 2. He's just got that slightly better exit. A little bit further back, we've got Brian Walsh off the track. We've got Rhodey having a look at Matt Cecil. And may have been a little bit of contact there. All over the rope. You're right on board. Look into the eyes of Rhodey. Hard down the gears, a little bit wide. All the cars in front of him are wide, and Bolger's there as well. And Matt Cecil's got nowhere to go. Gets to slow down and then move over. So Rhodey gets 2 for the price of 1 there. Thank you very much. But we'll have to keep an eye out in his mirrors. And Matt Cecil in behind. As Taipan and Higginson side by side into 4. Higginson nudged just a little bit wide there. Doing some lawn mowing. He might lose another position to Cracker here. He's going to try to hold the outside. He does hold the outside. And he's got that slightly better run. He's going to look to make a move at the final corners to see a big lock up down the road. One of the leaders, Taipan defensive. Higginson's going to try and go around the outside, but he's got a bit of a slide on. Cracker up the inside, gets that position. He might get Taipan as well here. They're going to go side by side down the pit straight. But a little bit further ahead, this front pack has compressed. And, well, outside that poor run out of turn 1 there, Teglass was right behind Tim Redmond. And Noah Tara's closed up onto the back of Teglass with Alvarez and Thrower right there for company as well. Turmo about a second adrift. Sorry, now Thrower now about a second adrift of that pack. So Thrower's made a slight mistake somewhere, or maybe there's a little bit of contact that stopped him just off the back of the pack, but he's not far away. Lock up for Redmond. And Teglass sideways. He's going to compromise all the cars behind him there. But Redmond, again, a little bit wide. So all these front runners making mistakes and keeping it interesting here. As Alvarez and Tara duking it out. Alvarez going defensive. Tara going to have to go around the outside. Going to try and get a switch on. Alvarez aware to it. Able to block the inside. That's allowed Thrower to close right up. As Turmo and Zach Brown battle it out. They're probably costing each other a little bit of time by battling. They could be part of this 5-car pack. As Tara up the inside of the final corner. A little bit of contact with Alvarez, but that's okay. A little bit more door banging. And he's got the run, he's got the position, and now he can set his sights on Alvarez's teammate, Laszlo Teglass. And this is going to help Tim Redmond, who once again a little bit more superior than the rest of the cars in that final sector. But just actually roll back through and have a good look. As once again Higginson sideways at turn 1, what a surprise. But Stancliffe now up 5 spots from where he started, just ahead of Cracker. Cracker though smoother through turn 2. Just practicing the old hurry up and stop getting sideways in front of me. Braxton going to go defensive. Cracker's going to just try and go around the outside, maybe try and get him on the switch here. A bit deeper on the brakes. He's going to try the outside. He's going to keep the momentum up there, and he'll get that position. He'll also have the inside line for the next corner, but he's not going to need it, at least for now. And he takes position 10. Well done, Cracker, but he is going to have to keep a watchful eye on his mirrors because Braxton is close enough to at least worry him to turn 4. There's Braxton right out sideways. That'll cost him momentum and bring Rhodey into play. And Higginson also a little bit sideways, and there's another position in Cracker's sights to letting Taipan to get away. I've had Brown and Turmo drop more time to the leading pack, who you cut to it, and a little bit of a nudge on Alvarez by Thrower has allowed Thrower to get by, but we've also seen Teglass get overtaken by Noah Tara as well. So Tara now just cut back to a replay and see what all transpired here. So Teglass was right behind Redmond, made contact, got sideways, and then it was just, well, hell for leather after that. So Redmond losing time there has actually helped him because it's caused his competitor to get a little bit sideways and then lose out positions, and now he's got a 1 second gap to the cars behind as the thrower thinks about a look at turn 3. A little bit of a lag moment there for Noah Tara. Now, I believe he's on Wi-Fi, I think. So you do get that from time to time. I know he and his old man, Greg, had some issues in GD3 with some disconnects the past couple of years. And it looks like Termo and Zach Brown are slowly edging towards this pack. And Redmond not able to drop Noah Tara as much as what he was Teglass. You can just see there the contrast in lines of that final corner. Redmond a later apex able to sweep in and have a better exit. It's not helped him here though. And Tara not too far away. Will we see Thrower and Teglass duke it out and compromise themselves to our front two? Will they bide their time? All a bit of a strategy game, these cars, as we've got Alvarez and Thrower now side by side coming into turn 3. And Alvarez just backs out of it. Very deep under brakes as Thrower, and so is Alvarez. Well, not Alvarez, Teglass. Teglass able to hold position, but Alvarez right with Thrower. He's got just ahead of him, but Thrower still there, close enough to make a move here into turn 4. And they're going to go side by side. We've seen a number of drivers get nudged wide, but Alvarez this time able to hold on to it, and Thrower giving him enough respect that they're able to get through there without any contact. So good racing between Thrower and Alvarez. In fact, I'd say that's some of the best racing we've had until that moment. I'm not sure what happened there. If there was movement under braking, we'll cut to a replay. So, oh dear, that's a... yeah, looked like Alvarez is actually... he did move over early on in the straight, but then was going straight at that point, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I'm sure he'd be pretty aggrieved with that. And Thrower's not the guy to... he's not normally one that would go and, you know, turn someone deliberately. I think it's just... sometimes you can just sort of drift into the car alongside you. It does happen from time to time. And that may have been one of those moments, and being cars with a lot of weight at the front, it's very easy to sort of get sent off in the boonies. Thankfully no major damage for Alvarez, but his chance at a race win or even a podium pretty much over. 8.7 seconds off the podium. One thing that we haven't seen though, Rody, he's got himself up into 8th ahead of this big battle pack as Bolger bowls a... well, that's a no ball. That's off the pitch, that one. It's not even a wide. As we've got Matt Cecil and Higginson side by side door banging. And we've also got Braxton Stancliffe involved in that as well. We've got 3-4 wide here to turn 4. Braxton's going to have a look at Higginson here. And Bolger involved there as well. Deep under brakes is Stancliffe. A little bit of a nudge to Higginson. They all managed to, well, get round these two corners just. Higginson keeps his foot planted and does some more lawn mowing, so he's going to need to get some Jim's mowing stickers on his car. And he's actually going to lose out to Steve Bolger as well. And he's locked the rears again on deep. As Peter Thrower sets the fast lap of the race. A little bit of contact between Higginson and Bolger, but Bolger getting that position a little bit further back though. They've got Brian Walsh, Glenn Miles duking it out with Cracker involved as well. Nice little 3-car pack. all Artmore affiliated drivers. And a 45.9 for Cracker on that lap, so I'm not sure what happened, but made a mistake. And we've got a yellow down there at turn, and that's Taipan. So what has happened to Taipan down there? And he's been in there a while, so not sure what happened. We've also got Noah Tara in the lead. So cut to replay. Big dive bomb at turn 3. He's able to pull it up. He completely surprised Tim Redmond down there at turn 3. Like a thief in the night. Just stole that position. And now he's just got to defend for his life. Couple laps to go. And that's going to bring Peter Thrower, who did just set the fastest lap in a race, into play. As well as Teglas and Termo, if those front two duke it out, which they will. 2 laps to go here. $32.2 for Noah Tara. Did see drivers get into the high 31s in the warm-up session just prior to this. But Tara versus Redmond here. 1.5 seconds clear of Thrower. And Teglas has got to keep an eye on Termo's not too far behind, as well as Thrower in front. As Redmond a little bit wide there at turn 3. You can sort of double apex that corner though at turn 3 and not lose too much time. But Tara with a slightly better exit there would have made maybe a little bit of time. But can Thrower get himself into the mix? Will we see some other changes here? Termo's now onto the back of Teglas. He's right behind him now. So barring mistake, podium position probably not on the table for Teglas or Termo here. But pride certainly is. As well as starting position for race number 3. Teglas defensive into the final corner. And not the greatest run out of it. And Termo's going to go around the outside. I don't know if he just missed the shift or something. A 31.8 for Tara on the penultimate lap. Redmond stuck with him though. So he would have been very close to it. He would have set a 31 as well, I'd imagine. But this is it. This is for all the marbles. He's immediately gone defensive. Has Tara. His problem is that you can pass at pretty much every corner at this racetrack. And Tara, a little bit of a lock up there, but that's actually just his rear tyres. Blocked off the inside beautifully there. And now it's all about holding on the inside here at turn 4. And if you can, initiate a little bit of a block as well in the mid part of the corner. And kill the momentum. He's gone a little bit deep, a little bit of a lock up as you can see, but he's actually managed to pull it up quite nicely there. Redmond was hoping for Tara to run a little bit wide, but Noah's done a great job there. Now one more braking zone to go. And Redmond probably not close enough to make a dive here. So all Noah Tara has to do is pull it up. He's locked the brake. He's just got to park it on the apex now, and Redmond will have nowhere to go. So good driving from Noah Tara, and he will come through and claim race number 2. Hard-earned victory in that one. And in the background, Termo's got ahead of Teglas for 4th place. It would be Thrower that will come home in 3rd, with Termo, of course, in 4th ahead of Teglas. And then we have Zach Brown, probably his best run in any of our series so far in P6. Alvarez home in P7 after that excursion a few laps earlier. Rhodey home, a fantastic P8. Well done, Rhodey. Ahead of Matt Cecil, Steve Bolger, and Cracker got the best of Brian Walsh and Glenn Miles there, but as you can see, a little bit disappointed. And cars got served off there. Not sure what the fuck happened there. So what has happened here? So Braxton Stancliffe just wobbling all over the place, and then Oh dear. That was, I'm not sure what was going on here, but it was fucking stupid. So, yeah, that's some driving I don't want to fucking see again, if I'm being perfectly honest. All well and good doing the old fishies to defend position, but when they're that close, no. So, might just be a fun series, but if you do that shit, do stupid shit, I'm going to call you out for it. So, that was pretty dumb from Braxton there. Because what are the cars meant to do? But anyway, that's all that's sorted. So I'll go through and run through it again. But yeah, Braxton home in 12th, Miles in 13th, with Walsh finishing on the grass in 14th, ahead of Nathan Higginson in 15th. Melody Smith a lap down in 16th with Taipan. We did see Beached in the gravel trap there for a couple laps. Home in 17th. He was able to make it to the end in that one. So there it is. And it's race 2 done and dusted. Some good racing for the most part, and then some well, less than ideal racing towards the end there. So with that, we're just going to take a little bit of a break. Of course, we'll have to set the grid for race number 3. But of course, there's races 3 and 4, 2 races to go tonight. We also do have a special exclusive, a livery reveal for a team of has-beens, hacks, and the misplaced coming up in the not too distant future. So don't go anywhere. We'll be just muting the stream, but yeah, don't go anywhere. Fantastic livery reveal coming up, as well as races 3 and 4. course, welcome back to Operation Torch, where the Allies have invaded North Africa here in World War II. And the Germans and Italians are on the back foot. But grid has been set. We've got 9 minutes and change full of... well, hopefully we can tick it over sooner. Just asking the drivers out right now. But we do have something to reveal to the stream and to those 2 people that do happen to be watching. And I do apologise that this image isn't the right one, but I'm just about to fix that, so just bear with me a second. And we have an exclusive here on Loose Sim Network. This is the livery reveal for Ultimate 9 Racing. That's right, Ultimate 9 Racing. Some people know, some people don't. But soon you will forget, because this is going to be the livery that will hopefully qualify for the ASR Bathurst 12 hour. It's the one on the right, the pink and blue and high-vis green machine. That is the car that myself, Hans Brunswick, and Brendan Ross will be contesting. Hopefully contesting the OSR Bathurst 12 hour in. Been trying to qualify. Rossi tried qualifying last night and unfortunately scraped the wall on each of his runs, so none of his laps counted. So hopefully he's had better luck tonight in his efforts to qualify. If not, well, we'll just have to find something else to do for 12 hours on Sunday. But yeah, that is probably me behind the wheel if we do make the race, and that's probably the leader that's driven into me because I was too slow out on the track. So do look at, if we do qualify, look out for that 99 Mobile. You can't miss it. Pink, blue, and green. Do also have some other images that I could go over for you. Some, I guess, more professional ones, and this is one of them. Just move that along and look at that. Look at that beauty. Ross, Wedding, and Brunswick. Wedding should probably be the one on the far right for the driver that you want to have in the car for the least amount of time. But yeah, sponsored by Petroleum Fuel Supplies Proprietary Limited, and quite a big name. As well as Big Brain Racing as well. And then go to another shot where you can get some more airtime for some pretty big sponsors that are backing us for this event. So as you can see, FKN Roadie and Associates, long-time sponsor of Big Brain Racing and Ultimate 9 Racing. And we welcome them aboard once again for another campaign, as well as Hans. Do love a good Hans there as well. So look out for that motor vehicle should it qualify. And if it does, it'll certainly be down the back of the field. So yeah, hopefully we can do it. Looking at the pre-qual times from last night, if had a clean run with no X's, we'd probably just be scraping it in. But of course, other drivers did the same thing as well. But anyway, let's go on to more current and pressing matters. Where some drivers, I don't know if they're serious or not, but they said no, it's ticking over at 5 minutes, so too bad, they're going to tick over at 4 instead. So yeah, now we just play a waiting game. For another 50 seconds. We might as well just have a look at this beautiful beast of a machine. And of course, just a reminder that this is what the car is going to look like probably on my 5th lap in the car. So hopefully Rossi and Hans have had their fun before that, because knowing my luck from last year, that's how it's going to end up. Like that, it'll probably be missing the wing, bonnet will be gone, probably a wheel or two as well. I don't know if iRacing actually simulates wheel damage and wheels coming off tin tops, but I'll certainly give it a crack. But anyway, we're about to tick over to the race session. In fact, it has been done. The server has been overwritten by the administrator, and advance to next session proposed by Lewis Wedding in brackets admin vote has passed. So there you can hear in the background the sirens of doom. Alright. 30 seconds. To quote Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan, I'll see you on the beach. And you can hear one of those shit boxes there just revving it idle there. So we've got Braxton Stancliffe, Nathan Higginson and Taipan all sitting on the grid at the moment. So it'll be one of those 3 cars that are sounding a bit rough down there. Sounds like it's Taipan's car. So not far away here. So just bring up the menu here, because some drivers have been coming back and forth to the pits and stuff. So just make sure everybody, yeah, it looks like everybody has made it. Look how professional that is, bringing up the menu screen on your broadcast. That is just Channel 7-esque. But once again, we'll just wait until we're about 3/4 of the way through the lap to go through the grid, because these cars are so slow and these guys like taking their time on the formation lap. So just enjoy having a look at what car. We'll just point it at Brian Walsh's car, because he's probably listening to this. If it's not him, it'll be his teammate Glenn. So yeah, we'll just keep it parked here for a little bit, and then we'll go through the grid. So. Alright, about time we run through the grid, I guess. And Noah Tara will start from the pole with Tim Redmond alongside him once again. Peter Thrower will start from 3rd place, slowly creeping his way forward. Then we have Termo starting in 4th ahead of Laszlo Teglas, with Zach Brown starting in P6. He had a good run there in race number 2. We'll be hoping to continue that form here in race 3. Alvarez looking to fight back after a couple incidents there in race 2, but he does have the pace to get himself towards the front end there with Rhodey. He'll start in P8. Good run from him, but I think we're all cheering him home to hopefully steal a top 5 if he doesn't get ahead of himself on the racetrack. Matt Cecil will start from P9, up and down like a yo-yo so far tonight. Steve Bolger starting in 10th. Cracker will start from P11. Braxton Stancliffe in 12th. And then we have the big hitters. We have Glenn Miles and Brian Walsh, 13th and 14th. Nathan Higginson in 15th. He'll be looking to move forward. Melody Smith in 16th. And, of course, Taipan, who we did see in the gravel trap. He'll start in P17 with Higginson. He's done a Fizzy Keller and lined up in the wrong... Well, because he was actually ahead of Glenn Miles there on the grid, he's actually... block the grid off there for him. The lights are on. And away we go. And Tim Redmond's got the best start as the cars smoke their way towards turn 1. Tara, though, had a good second phase of the start, got the inside, and for the first time all night, car other than Tim Redmond will lead into turn 1 on lap number 1. But there's contact between the two of them, a big wobble. It'll cost them both momentum, and Pt.2 has had to run wide, avoiding action. He's kept his foot in, he's still right there. Termo's got 3 positions in 1 there, 2 positions in 1. He could grab a couple more here. Or 1 more, I should say. As they all head a stream, I should say, into turn 3. And just look at that speed. And poor run from Redmond actually there. I wonder if he's just redressing that or if he's actually got a bit of a problem. But Turman now into the lead. Teglas up 2 spots. He's got thrown his inside, bit of contact to the side and into the back of Tara there. This is exactly what Turmo wants. He's been nowhere near a race win all night, but he's kept it clean so far in this first lap. And well, all these cars are bumping each other. The back and the sides. Could be a drama here into the final corner. Matt Cecil a big dive, and we've got Alvarez sort of half turn. He's then run into by Cracker. Got Walsh and Miles banging into each other as well. All panel beaters are going to have their, well, they're going to be kept afloat for the next 20 years. But they also might go bankrupt just trying to find parts to keep them going here. It's just panel rubbing and banging everywhere. But Turmo finds himself in the lead ahead of ahead of Tara. And then Pt.2, Teglas, Tim Redmond in P5 ahead of Matt Cecil. He's had a good start. And then we have Christian Alvarez, who was up a little bit higher, but had a little bit of an incident there last corner. Then we got Higginson having a look up the inside. He's looking to get 2 positions on this straight, deep under brakes. Bit of contact between Stancliffe and Alvarez, and then, well, it's all sort of kicked off there with an ambitious move from Stancliffe there. So Stancliffe's now gone to last. We'll just cut to a replay. So Higginson outbraked himself. Alvarez couldn't turn in. Stancliffe deep on the brakes himself, and then just everybody just pinballed around there. So it was probably a bit too harsh there in Braxton, but still probably should have been a little bit more awares on the brakes there. Had Rhodey go down 6 spots, so poor start from our man Rhodey. So, bit of a shame there. And now we've got Redmond and Teglas side by side into turn number 1. And, well, they're not as close to Turmo and Noah Tara as what I would have thought. But, so the first 2, Turmo, Noah Tara doing a really good job so far in this one. Pt.2 now starting to fall into the clutches of Redmond and Teglas, and that's despite those 2 battling. Teglas deep under brakes. He's going to run wide. And Redmond able to get that position back after Teglas just running a little bit too deep on the brakes, and they've still managed to catch Pt.2 in that time. This pack now 1.3 behind Noah Tara. Looks like Turmo's actually made a mistake. It was 4.5 tenths at the second split line. It's now nothing, as you can see here. Tara up the inside of Turmo at the final corner. It's got the job done. Turmo got the better exit and gives Tara a bit of a hurry up. And Turmo, as we know, he'll just sit behind Tara here, I'd imagine. Normally quite calculated is Turmo. So let's just roll our way a little bit further back. So Alvarez now starting to put Matt Cecil under pressure. It's only 4.7 off the lead. If he wants to get himself involved in that lead battle pack, he's going to have to get a move on pretty quickly here. Next 2 laps are crucial for Alvarez. So he looks to make a move on Matt Cecil. He's going to go to the outside. Cecil goes defensive, outbrakes himself. Alvarez going to try and do the old switch, and he does it. And Alvarez now up into P6 behind his teammate, who's starting to fall behind this pack here, as Redmond has got himself ahead of Thrower, and now he's got himself ahead of Turmo, and into position number 2. Now, will Turmo just sit behind him, or is he going to try and fight it here? Because already seen Noatara just drive away from Turmo. So not quite close enough to really make anything of it at the moment. I think Turmo's just holding on here. And a little bit further back, got Alvarez has dropped back again here. So, oh dear, that's some pretty shithouse driving. And it's not even been redressed either. So that's some pretty poor form, I must say. Matt Cecil, just missed your braking point, wipe out the guy in front, and then don't even bother to redress it when you could just lift out the throttle. And now they're going to go 3 wide here into turn number 3. You see Brian Walsh in the background quite wide, and a heap of ego cars for these 3 guys to just wipe each other out here. And Alvarez, he's going to get Matt Cecil, but Cracker's going to make it hard for him. And both Cracker and Alvarez done a really good job there of giving each other space through turn 3, where other drivers have just launched it and then just understeered into the next guy, and it's caused a cascade of contact. So good driving again from Alvarez, and Cracker's giving him space again. Alvarez gets the position around the outside, so good hard racing between Cracker and Alvarez. Alvarez gets the position, and now, well, he's got to fend off Cracker for now, but he'll be hoping to set his sights back on P6, which is Zach Brown. And Cracker not letting that position go here. A little bit of wheel spin on the exit though. Fastest lap of the race for Redmond. We'll have a hint of slipstream at about a second, so a little bit further down the road, and he'll have a lot more slipstream. We'll stick with this battle pack for 6th places. All kinds of sideways is Zach Brown. It's compromised everybody. He's run behind here. Alvarez is going to try and go around the outside at turn 2, and he might just do it. Problem is, there might be a little bit of bump drafting going on here. So Alvarez might have to go defensive. Matt Cecil looking to make a move, as is Cracker. And they've all managed to somehow not make contact. I'm genuinely surprised by that. Bolger's had a good run though. He's got Matt Cecil. May be close enough to have a little bit of a look at the car in front in Zach Brown. But Matt Cecil's actually had a decent enough run out of final, turn 3 to have a crack. And he gets that position back. So good hard racing in the midfield here. And now Nathan Higginson looking to get himself involved in this action. And just seeing private messages here. Hans has set a 203.8. Hopefully that is enough to get us in. And that is very good. And as we see some good racing here between Zach Brown, Cracker and Matt Cecil into turn 1 at least. A little bit of contact through turn 2. And, again, all live to fight another day. You got Higginson wide. You got contact between Cecil and Brown. You got Cecil trying to hang on the inside curb. And then you got Bolger getting it sideways here. It's all happening. It looks like cracking out. Just starting to edge away as Cecil and Brown battle. Alvarez has checked out, but unfortunately for him, he's too far behind Termo and Teglas to really affect those cars at all. A little bit of contact between Zach Brown and Cecil again there, but these guys racing hard. And now we've got Steve Bolger having a look at Matt Cecil. No room on the inside. He's going to go to the outside, but again, he's got a blue car in front of him. He's got nowhere to go. He's just going to have to try and just set up an exit and just try and make it 3 wide somewhere. Or get them both if they make a mistake. Got Type M wide just behind him. Got Nathan Higginson there as well. But you do not want to be in the middle of one of these packs because you've got to keep your head on a swivel. Because if you try to make a move and get it wrong, you could lose a couple positions. But you're also looking to get yourself ahead at the same time. Another awkward situation to be in. This gap between the leaders now, 1/10 of a second between Redmond and Tara. Higginson's gone wide. It's going to bring Type N into play, and we've got drivers 3 wide here. Bolger, Brown, and Matt Cecil. A little bit of banging. And Type N also making a move on Higginson. And Bolger, at least for now, has got himself ahead of that pack. But Brown close enough to make a move up the inside. Might see Cecil try to squeeze through and make it 3 wide as well here. So Brown up the inside. Cecil's going to try and follow him through here. It's all about the momentum though. Who can keep it through the final left hand on the circuit? And they all probably kept around about the same momentum as Bolger looks to get position 8 back again, but decides to just back out of it and bide his time. Higginson looks to make a move and get Type N back. All this battling is bringing our man Rhodey. There he is. He's on his way. He is on his way. Rhodey is on a charge here. 0.6 faster than Higginson on that last lap. Sort of matched Type N there. But more of this battling, and Rhodey will get himself another top 10 here. Bolger leaning on Zach Brown at turn 2. Just light contact, light rubbing. Would have cost them all a little bit of time. And got Cecil and Type N also looking to make a move as they had better runs than the 2 cars in front. And it's 4 wide as they... 3 and 4 wide as they go into turn 3. Once again, Bolger on the inside. Cecil has contact with Brown, and Brown's going to go into the grass. Thankfully avoids the gravel trap, and there's one position for Rhodey, and Rhodey's now right there as well. Noah Tara in the lead. We'll just skip ahead. So Noah Tara only 0.3 ahead now. Ahead of Redmond. Then we have Pt.2 in 3rd, Teglas in 4th, ahead of Termo. And Christian Alvarez slowly chipping away at his teammate Termo in front, but not quite close enough. As the white flag drops, 31.9, 32.1, and 32.1. So our front 3 quite a bit faster than the rest of the field at the moment. But the big battle on track is for 8th place. Looks like Bolger just edged away from Matt Cecil, but he's going to have to contend with Type N, Higginson, and Rhodey, who is actually faster than Cecil, Type N, and Higginson. The Steve Bolger, which is a pretty fair effort. Just skip ahead to the battle for the lead, at least for now. Looks like Tara, good exit out of turn 3. He holds on for now. Teglas just holding on to Termo. But Taipan looking to make a move on Matt Cecil for 9th place. Bit of contact. They're both a little bit wide. And they're going to trade paint and positions multiple times there. Nathan Higginson keeping a watchful eye. Not quite close enough to affect them into the next corner here. He'll be sweating on a mistake. And Taipan, for now, gets that move done. We'll skip ahead to the leaders as they go through the final corner. And Tara will take 2 in a row here. Hard-fought battle against Tim Redmond once again. And Noah Tara takes race 2 ahead of Redmond. Pt.2, good 3rd place again for him, ahead of Laszlo Teglas and Turmo. Turmo got himself into the lead, but didn't quite have the ultimate pace of the leaders. Still a good result. Alvarez in P6 ahead of Cracker, who did a pretty solid job. Bolger in 8th ahead of Taipan. Matt Cecil, who just held off Nathan Higginson, and then Rhodey in 12th, just outside the top 10. Zach Brown in 13th, and Glenn Miles getting the better of Brian Walsh in this one, who's travelling quite slowly actually to the start-finish line for whatever reason. Then Melly Smith in 16th with Braxton Stancliffe, a non-finisher. I'm not sure what Brian Walsh is doing there, but just playing funny buggers, I guess. So that is race number 2 done and dusted. And some more good racing up at the front. And as always, some fantastic battling in the midfield. And at least from my perspective, probably was some stuff that I missed, but did see some... I think the racing quality as a whole is a lot better there in race number 3. With some less mistakes. At least that's what I saw and what I remember. And it's good to see. Hopefully the drivers enjoyed that one. Anyway, we'll take a short break as we again want to sort out the grid for what will be the final race of the night here from Queensland Raceway for the ASR Summer Series. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Operation Iraqi Freedom, where coalition forces have found Saddam Hussein in a spider hole just outside of Baghdad. And we're 3 races down. 1 more to go. Some fantastic racing tonight. A little bit lower numbers than what we've seen in the previous rounds so far, but still, the racing has been pretty good. Drivers have contained themselves. They've given each other a bit of space, and we've seen Noah Turr and Tim Redmond battle quite hard for race wins tonight, and we've had some great racing in the mid-pack so far. And hopefully the final race can be topped off by another fantastic race. Hopefully we see actually a new winner. It'd be actually pretty cool. Not to discount the efforts from Tim and Noah, but it'd be good to see someone else throw the gauntlet down and put those 2 under pressure. But 9 minutes to go on the warm-up. We'll tick it over early again, just to get this night all wrapped up fairly early. From the world-renowned Queensland Raceway. One of the toughest circuits in the world. Got such challenging sections like turns 4 and 5, you know, being left-handers on the circuit. And all the corners being pretty samey. It's pretty difficult. But these drivers have done a really good job to just tame this wild circuit here this evening. Just see what's going on around the grounds here. And considering jumping in and giving somebody a bit of an interview here. So just bear with me. I'll see if I can find... in fact, I think I've found someone here, so just bear with us. Mark Scaife, welcome back. It's good to see you back here. Queensland Raceway. Been absent for a few weeks. How's your holiday going, mate?
Holiday, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, we've been busy with the BMW program for the Bathurst 12 hour with Synergy Sim Racing. I've obviously been preparing for that, and had no time to come join you guys in the commentary box for the Summer Series.
Yeah, that's quite disappointing. I'm just hoping that you don't share the same fate that you did a few years ago when you ran a BMW M6 with your old mate Russell. Is there any worries about any of your co-drivers, pulling a Russell Ingall and just fencing at the top of the mountain?
Yeah, look, the car and the team this year is very, very good. We have full faith in all our co-drivers. Wayne Burke does a very, very good job. And we'll make sure we have a starter motor as well. Lewis, if you remember, driving a BMW M6 in an RF2 race, and the car would start. So we have full faith in the team this year, and we should do a very, very good job. Yeah,
that's quite good. We've also got one of the lead drivers for the Ultimate 9 racing car that has now been revealed. So we've got the qualifier of the car so far. Hans, how have you found the car this week at Bathurst?
Yeah, no, the car's been very, very good. Obviously, I need to be a little bit better, but I think the car's been all right. We've obviously got some technical assistance from obviously a very, very good race team and I think we can all guess who that is, but for contractual reasons we can't name it. But they've been providing fantastic assistance, and they've really helped us. So I can reveal to you tonight exclusively, Lewis, on this stream that I qualified with a 2:03.887. Let's hope it's enough. Otherwise, like you said earlier on tonight, we'll have to find something else to do for 12 hours on Sunday. So,
What are the magic words, Hans?
what are the magic words?
Starts with a P.
Oh,
And,
yeah. We've got to press on. That's it. We've got to press on. All right.
Yeah, we'll certainly press on. I've got to press on with the broadcast, but thank you, Mark.
Yeah, righto, mate.
And thank you, Hans. And good luck in your efforts in qualifying. And hopefully you don't literally break a leg on Sunday, Mark.
I'm joking.
All right, and that's that done and dusted. And we're about to tick over for the final race of the evening. So just letting the drivers know. Run the batch file again just for these fellas. Just to make sure it's all well and good. And looks okay for now. So we will tick over. And if people aren't ready, well, unfortunately, they're just going to miss the start. So here we are. This is it. This is the biggest race of the year. Race 4, Queensland Raceway in... I don't even want to call them production cars because, a production car race, makes it sound like, like they're, like, fast, but they're not. So, welcome to, I don't know, this garbage. As Zach Brown's decided to have a computer crash, so we'll restart the warm-up just this once. He's got 2 minutes to get himself back into the server. If he's not back in, we're going. So yeah, he better get a move on. So now more time that I've got to fill with no other co-commentators or ring-ins. So I guess we'll just have to listen to my boring voice ramble on about absolute garbage or anything that comes to mind, which at this stage is nothing. Yeah, this is just riveting broadcasting. This is Channel 31 spec. I don't know if anybody grew up in Melbourne in the 2000s and remembers the old Channel 31, which is now actually SBS Channel 31. They actually moved to, I think it was Channel 40 something or 38 or something. But they weren't quite SBS. Think of an extremely low budget SBS is what Channel 31 was. And when at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock each night, when they ran out of actual broadcast, they just had fish cam. And I feel like we're at this point right now where fish cam would be quite handy to show for 2 minutes. Yeah, we're just sitting and waiting. And I'm hearing that we've got a ring-in driver jumping in the server. Don't know how he's going to go, but we'll soon find out. Oh, Brendan Ross. As we continue to wait and wait. Number 8. And Brendan Ross has beaten Zach Brown into the server. And now we wait. And looks like Zach Brown is... I'm going to have to run overtime here. I'm not happy. I am not happy. Zach Brown not in the server. Yeah, this is quite disappointing. But I guess this is to be expected. You give these guys a mil and they'll take a mile. And another minute down, he's still not here. And we're waiting. And we're still waiting. And we're still waiting. So, Zach Brown, if you're listening to this, hurry the fuck up. We're coming up to 2 additional minutes here. You're starting to take the piss. But, seeing in the live chat, all the drivers talk all the shit that they've all the championships that they've supposedly won over the years and how they're claiming it. Well, I am the reigning champion in every Formula One game from 1997 through to 2021. So I've got all you beat. I don't care if you've won Scops race or a championship or even qualified for Scops or you've won ASR Championship or ASC. It doesn't matter. You've not won Formula One championships for 24, 25 consecutive years. So, suck it in the chat. But still waiting for Zach Brown. He's coming. As soon as he comes in, we'll be ticking over straight away to get this fine race done and dusted. Do feel for the likes of Laszlo Teglas and Christian Alvarez. Can't remember which one of them. May have been Alvarez. That he has to get up at 4 in the morning to do these races, and that's fair commitment. I have been tempted. There's a couple of LRF2 leagues that race some Formula One cars and some other series that I'm actually quite interested in racing. Problem is, it's on a Sunday, which is okay. It's unfortunately at 4 o'clock in the morning for me. So, and after a week of getting up at 5 o'clock every day, or actually just before 5 o'clock every day for work, I don't really want to spend my Sunday getting up early again. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger on that one. Zach Brown has finally made his way into the server, and we're ticking over to the next session once I run the batch file again. And the batch file has been run, and we're ticking over. There's someone out there on the circuit. Don't know who it was, but probably Rossi, because I don't think he's actually turned a lap. So he's just going to have to deal with it with his half lap of practice. here we go. And going by the live chat, Rhodey's given Rossi some fuel numbers. With Rossi in chat. I'm trusting you, Rhodey, in the chat. So if Rossi runs out of fuel at any point in this race, 100% on Rhodey. They're giving him the wrong fuel numbers. But to be fair, you shouldn't be trying to underfuel these cars. It's not going to make all that much of a difference. So here we are. Drivers now forming up on the grid for the final race of the evening. This is the biggest race of the year. And someone's gone back to the pits. I don't know who that was. And they've come back. So, actually, what the hell is that up there? Techno. Yeah, put your hands up for Techno. Yeah, that's an old sign. But, alright, formation lap underway. We've got 15 minutes until the start of race number 4 here. The final race of the evening here from an always sunny Queensland Raceway. Every race here held has been dry in real life or in the sim world. Don't question it, it's just fact. But now we wait these drivers to navigate a very, very difficult formation lap. One thing I haven't brought up actually is that these guys, each race, they've had the grip reset. The way I've been doing the server is that I've been ticking over to the next circuit, which then just reloads the server to prevent lag. So each time it's done that, it's gone back to whatever the default grip is set on the server, which, as you can see, not too much grip out there at the moment. So it'll be on light, I'd imagine, light rubber. And that's why we've seen drivers at the back end of races actually go faster, because fuel and tyres are only at 1. So you'd still have a little bit of tyre left, and the track's gripping up. So anyway, most of the way through the lap, might as well run through the grid for the final race of the evening, where we have Noah Tara ahead of Tim Redmond. Those guys have been locked in a battle all night long. They'll start in front of Pt.2, who'll be hoping to stick to him this time. Started third in the last race, but had a poor start again and sort of fell away in the mid part of the race. Teglas will start from 4th ahead of Termo. Alvarez will look to get himself back up the field again. Then we'll have Cracker in P7. Need a solid run there in the last one out, as did Bolger, having massive battle in that mid part of the race. Taipan will start 9th ahead of Matt Cecil. These guys are all out of order here. Nathan Higginson will start in 11th. Rhodey will start in P12. With Zach Brown in 13th. He was running quite well until a couple mistakes and errors. And then Glenn Miles in 14th. Brian Walsh in 15th. Melody Smith in 16th. With Brendan Ross rounding out the field in P17 after Braxton Stanfield looks like he's jumped out of the service. So he's not racing this final race. Lights are on. Lights are out. Lights are green. And we now wait for these drivers to eventually make their way towards turn number 1. And once again, that second phase kind to Noah Tara. He'll lead into turn 1. But what's going to happen thereafter is the big question. As we go to Chopper Cam, and you can see outside the map there. And that's pretty well. Actually, no, that is Queensland. It's just a big void outside of Brisbane and Gold Coast. So there you go. And because of the airbase being close by, Chopper can't actually move. Not permitted to. As Tara goes defensive into turn 3. A little bit of contact with Redmond on the outside. Oh, sorry, in the mid part of that corner, got Rhodey off the road there as well. So a number of drivers being a little bit over ambitious there. And that contact has cost Redmond a very poor run out of turn 3. And now he's going to have to defend from his Kiwi counterpart into turn 4. And thrower very wide. He's on the grass. And that is a position for Termo. And he's got Teglas and Alvarez right behind him, with Higginson also buying into that battle as well. And Steve Bolger is right there. Matt Cecil there, as is Cracker. And this midfield once again duking it out here. Cars all over the shop. Contact between Higginson and another car. That is Alvarez. Would have stunted both their runs. We've got Cracker, Bolger and Cecil all very close together as well. Cecil looking to make a move on Bolger. And he gets the job, well, sort of done. Bolger is able to keep the momentum up around the outside of turn 1 and is able to hold on the outside of turn 2. So good racing. Gets that job done. And Rossi already up P5 here. He's right behind Taipan and Matt Cecil. And we've got Melody Smith, Brody and Brian Walsh all duking it out here. In fact, we're right on board, Brody. Looks like he's had a good run coming out of turn 3. And this could be another position gained after that little adventure there in turn 3. Got yellow flags down there. That's that's Teglas, sorry. What has happened to Teglas? They don't end up on the right hand side there. Don't tell me it's friendly fire. It is friendly fire. The two teammates have come together and Teglas has gone to the back of the field. Disaster for the Hungarian. And now we've got Higginson and Alvarez duking it out now. Door banging down there in the final corner. And more sideways action. And Alvarez, unfortunately, only one that got a clean run through there, but because the car in front's going nowhere, you can't really do anything about it. And again, Alvarez getting a bit sideways there, sort of having to avoid the car in front. Stunned his run, and now he's coming under threat from Cracker in behind. It's going to bring Bolger, Taipan, Rossi and Matt Cecil into play. Still have Tara leading out in front. Front 2 seconds clear of Turmo, who's got Thrower right behind him. Then we have these three. Who Alvarez is the faster of the 3 drivers in this pack. Problem is, you can't get ahead and stay ahead. Higginson very defensive into 4. Alvarez having a couple bites at the brake pedal. And he may have had a slight nudge as well as just being a bit ambitious on the brakes there. And he's going to lose out to Cracker, who's now the leading car of that bunch. And straight away Higginson deep on the brakes at the final corner. Through a block pass on Cracker. Cracker probably not too pleased with that. A little bit more nudging on the exit here. Redmond fastest lap of the race at a 32.1. Right behind Noah Tarrant. And see Bolger now in that battle pack as Rossi's got himself ahead of Taipan. Poor run on the exit of turn 1. Didn't bring Taipan into play. Was edging towards that big battle pack for P5. There's a poor run on the exit for Cracker, but he's got a better run than Higginson. And Alvarez is going to make it 3 wide on the inside here. A little bit of contact between Alvarez and Higginson, and again there, I don't know what Higginson's doing, just turning in early like that when he's got a car there. Maybe there was some lag, something that nudged him over, but either way, Alvarez comes out on top in that one. And Higginson, a bit of a loser in that one. Just try and find a camera to see what exactly happened. No, that was... I'm not sure what all that was about. There's a car there and still decided to turn in. That's at the front. Tara and Redmond duking it out there. 3 seconds just about ahead of Thrower, who's been battling with Turmo. So 2 by 2 for the first 2. Throw it fastest lap of the race, and then a gap to Alvarez, who's in P5 now. 7 seconds off the lead already. As our front 2 continue to duke it out. And Noah Tara a bit wide there. And Redmond's got the overlap already on the exit of the corner, so this will be a change for the lead. but still has to pull it up at turn 3, of course. Seen a number of drivers on the inside just bowl it wide. Tara's going to try and hang it around the outside. Isn't going to be able to do it. So Redmond now into the lead. I think the first time since race 2. Noah Tara right there. Turmo has got himself back ahead of Pt.2. So possibly an error from thrower. Yep, there we go. So into turn 1. Just not quite got it in, lost the rear, and that's all Turmo needed to get that position done. So that's more time lost with those guys. And now it looks like Redmond just edging away here, so may have just been putting some sandbags in races 2 and 3. Or was he? So we can find out. Actually got a track cut on that last lap by the looks of it. We're running a little bit wide there in turn 3. You can pick one up. That's a little bit further back. Alvarez, Bolger and Rossi fairly close together. Rossi getting faster and faster as the race is going on here. And Type Band sort of going with him. Higginson's dropped out of that pack. 36.6 on that last lap there. So not sure what's happened. Now man, Rhodey. There he is, P10. Ahead of recovering Laszlo Teglas, who's now in 11th place. Of course, he did go to last place after some friendly fire between himself and Alvarez down there at turn 4. Probably too far away to go much further than Rhodey and Higginson. That's a big question mark. Can Rhodey get himself ahead of Higginson here? Battle of the junior admins. A little bit further back. Teglas not having the most ideal run. Actually, they had Tracker to close in. We've got Glenn Miles and Zach Brown duking out here. Glenn's actually had a pretty decent night so far. He's raced a few people. It's been pretty competitive. Same with Brian Walsh too for a lot of the night as well. So it's good to see those guys having a good run and doing a solid job. And Noah Tara's got himself back in the lead as we see Brendan Ross right behind Bolger now. So I'll just cut to a replay here. Alvarez is just on the fastest lap of the race at a 31.9. So is this just a toe and then a move, or was this a mistake? So no, just a really good run. The exit of turn 3 forces Redmond to go defensive. And oh no, they're back. Spam bots are back as we're back live. So let's just remove some comments here to apologise. Alright, that's all done and dusted as we cut back, and Throwers ran wide at turn 4. He's done all the hard work, finally got himself ahead of Turmo, and then he's doing his best to throw it away there. And Alvarez, as we did just see moments ago, did set fastest lap of the race and now not far away from Turmo. And Rossi's got himself ahead of Bolger. Type Band not too far away, he's been going with him. And Rhodey has been closing up onto the back of Higginson, but Laszlo Teglas has been closing in on both of them here. And Cracker's not too far away either, so this is going to be a pretty big battle here for 9th place in the last few laps. 34.5, 33.6, 33.0 and 33.2. As Teglas early turn in there. Showing the nose on Rhodey. Rhodey very deep into turn 2. It's going to cost him a run, but Higginson's had an even worse run here. And Rhodey going to look to get the move done here into turn 3. And at the sector point is ahead. Is he going to pull it up though? He's very deep on the brakes. You can see that the front right there, a little bit of a lock up, and he's been driven into the back of by Higginson. He's got the job done, and that bit of contact is actually going to buy Rody a little bit of time and run there. And now Higginson's going to have to go defensive again. Tara, I should say, 10th ahead of Redmond. As Rody does some lawn mowing down there. And a little bit further ahead, Alvarez has got himself ahead of Turmo now as well. But here we go. 2 laps to go. Redmond versus Tara once again. Joined at the hip all night long. Fastest lap of the race, Alvarez at 31.7. In fact, that might be the fastest lap we've seen all night, including the practice and qualifying sessions. So Alvarez is pushing hard out there. Unfortunately for him, it's a bit late and he's too far away from him to really affect any positions. Not going to gain 1.6 on thrower without a mistake. Speaking of mistakes, did just see one from Noah Tara running a little bit wide. It's allowed Redmond to go into the lead. Redmond going defensive here into turn 3. And this may just open the door if these guys coming to a little bit of a tangle. The Peter thrower, who's gained half a second in that first sector alone there on that last lap. So once again, Redmond going to have to go to the white line on the inside. Tara going to try and force a switch here at turn 4. We have seen guys go around the outside here. Alvarez in particular has been pretty good at that. They give each other space again. You're not going to go around the outside at turn 5. You've just got to try and set up a run for the final corner. This is it. 1 lap and 1 corner to go. And both drivers taking some interesting lines that these cars do throw at you. And thrower again closing in a little bit more time, but still a little bit too far away as we start the final lap. 33.4 for Tara, 31.8 for thrower. So he gained quite a bit of time. 2.3 off the lead. So if these guys do get it all wrong, thrower is right there, and Alvarez not too far away either. But Redmond leads for now. And oh no, Tara hasn't had the best run out of turn 2. So he's just going to have to try and maybe fox Redmond into a mistake here at 3. Or just try and set up a really good run and get a good exit. So that a decent run. He's been able to close in a little bit. He's going to use all the road and a little bit more. He's not quite close enough. Again, he's going to have to try and fox Redmond into a mistake. Or hope for a mistake. There's only really one more passing opportunity here. Just listen to the car, just trying different gears, try and get a good run. But now 1 corner to go. Redmond just parking his car right in the middle of the road and then moves over. Should get the job done from here. So good hard battling between Redmond and Tara all night long, and they'll split the victories between the two of them, with Redmond taking race 1, Tara taking races 2 and 3, and then Redmond taking the final race tonight. Tara in 2nd, thrower home in 3rd place ahead of Alvarez. Turmo in 5th, Brendan Ross coming home in P6. Good effort with no practice from him. He's ahead of Bolger and Taipan. Teglas has got himself ahead of Rody. As we see, looks like there's a bit of action back here in the final lap, and then he's lifted off, so he's redressed that position. Rody will get P9, and Teglas 10th ahead of Cracker, Zach Brown, and Higginson. So what has happened here? So a big dive from, oh dear, that's a big dive from Zach Brown, and in fact he's redressed that, which is good to see. But what happened to Rody down there? So he's a little bit defensive and then got nudged a couple times. So good to see that those positions were redressed there. Do like to see that. And then Glenn Miles home in 14th. Melody Smith in 15th. Brian Walsh in 16th with Matt Cecil in 17th. So something must have happened there for him to be that far back. And that is it. That is all 4 races from the Summer Series from Queensland Raceway done and dusted. Seen some pretty good racing tonight. Some battles for the lead, and as always, I bring it up every single time after pretty much every single race. But in that midfield, you did see some absolutely fantastic racing all night long, and the quality of racing is getting better. So drivers are giving each other a little bit more respect after being a little bit too gung-ho there in the opening round. So great to see. And yeah, that's round 4 done and dusted. I just got to go actually and find the old calendar. So that's the Australian portion of the championship done and dusted. And next round, round 5 next week, I will not be present for that. It won't be a broadcast. But if someone else is, wants to broadcast it, they can. That'll be from Pukekohe Park Raceway, and it's not the current layout. It's actually an old classic version without the chicane in that sort of back straight there. And, well, I think that hairpin at the end of that straight is going to play all kinds of havoc for a number of drivers down there. It's very easy to concertina into the back of someone under braking there. So it's going to be interesting. Slipstream's going to be pretty important in a very long straight. And then we have on the 18th of February, Gopore, which very good little circuit there in South America, as is Velo Park. So that'll be the final round on the 25th of February. Anyway, that is tonight's broadcast of the ASR, Australasian Sim Racing Copper Classic Summer Series from Queensland Raceway. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. And you'll catch me on Sunday, should we qualify for the OSR 12 hour. And I'll try and get the webcam out for that one. And you can see me absolutely suck and fail and rage and letting Rossi and Hans down. So hopefully they get their fun in beforehand. But should we not qualify, but hopefully we do. We'll be broadcasting the Gopore round in 2 weeks' time. I'll be absent next week for the Summer Series. Anyway, catch you hopefully Sunday, but maybe in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, have a good one.